Okay, so here we are. Today is Wednesday. Wednesday. I want to turn this on its side, but before I do that, I wanted to finish this down here as well. So what I did was I soldered this little battery holder onto here so we can plug in a battery. So we have something there. So if I make a 3-banger out of it, then they're not going to know what to do with it, because they're not going to be able to plug in a 3-banger because they don't have one. So they're going to have to just run it with a 9-volt battery and check it and replace it. Now, here's the problem. The problem is this goes on here. And then down here, there's 2 slides that slide onto this, one here and one here, that lock this together. Well, they lost those. So how did they lose them? Anyway, battery is working. It's not up to 100%, but it's working. So, put that over there. And let me finish working on this. Now, what I'm doing here is, if I can get everything out of here. Hold on a minute. Let's, we got a little bit of a mumbo jumbo here. There we go. Apparently they're having a problem seeing the battery switch. So I just made up another light that's going to go down there, because the other one apparently got broke. So we're going to put this down here, but I'm not going to do that just yet, because that's going to have to get done when it's on its side. However, this part can get thrown up here. So we're going to do this up in here now. So at least this is up out of the way, and I can start wiring it from the bottom as well. There. Alright, so we're going to have a light in there, and we're going to have another light under here, and they should both work off of this switch. That's what the game plan is. So let's get this switch down here, and this wire down there. And if that wire has to come back up, I'll come up underneath here. Okay, now this thing, I'm actually hoping that we may not have to use any of this. So we're going to see what happens. Okay, now, what I'm going to try to do is, well, I'm going to flip it on its side, but what I want to try to do is eliminate the servos. Well, there's only one in there now anyway, because those servos are a pain in the ass. And we're going to try to put a motor in there. Now, here's what the problem is going to be with that. What I'd like to do is just run, let me put this up here so we don't lose it. What I'd like to do is just run a regular motor with a reverse polarity. Basically, if you hot and ground, it turns one way, it turns the other way. So up, down. Sounds simple, right? May have to do something with a relay board, however. only because this button, bingo, bingo, bingo again. Is it gonna bingo again? So that's what we got to figure out. So I need to do some type of a relay. Now, these two wires here, if I cut these two wires right here, do I want to cut them there or cut them here? I think I'm going to cut them right here. I'm down here, guys. Hold on a minute. I'm just going to cut these two wires there, because I want to get a lot of this out of the way that I'm not going to be using just yet. And I'll bring it over here as I use it. This piece, again, let's do this. Take this one here and that one there. Okay. So the pieces that I'm not using right now are out of the way. Okay. Put that there. This, because they lost those two clips, which means if I don't pick it up together like this, it's not going to work. It's going to just be a mess. It's going to fall apart, and then the battery's going to fall out. It's going to rip the wires off. And that's all because they lost the charger and the battery pack that belongs in there. I think I told you they gave me a milk crate and a box. And in that box it had a lot of hooks for their display boards, a box of batteries, the 9 volts, headsets, headset with a microphone, a couple of these little audio boxes that were all rotted through, and a few other things. But there was no battery or power supply for this unit here. So where did that go? I have no idea. Well, I can kind of surmise a bit. Let's put it that way. Let's see what's flopping around in there. Because somebody's going to hear it flopping around, and then they're going to say, oh, what's in there? And they're going to try to open this up. The battery's going to fall out, and it's going to make a mess. So, what can I do here? I have no idea. Wait a minute, what do I have here? Hold on, guys. I'm looking for a better battery that hopefully will last a little bit longer. Let's see. Now, this one's showing the same thing, but that battery checker kind of sucks anyway. Oh, that one is showing less voltage. This one's showing 886. That's that. That one's showing 886. So they're all showing 886. Okay, the Ever Ready was showing 867. So the Ever Ready was actually lower. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to put this in here. I'm going to take some of that white tape. I don't want to take that other tape, but I'm going to take a little of this white tape just to hold that closed. The other tape is kind of transparent, so they may or may not notice it. And I don't want them to start whacking it around. At least with this tape here, you'll see it and they'll know that it's tape. So let's put this here. Hopefully this will be okay. They got to try to find these, otherwise they're going to have to keep tape around with them or try to figure out another way of doing it. Anyway, okay, is that off? That's off. So we don't have to worry about that. Alright, so let's get this out of the way. Let's get this out of the way. Alright, so now I gotta get a rag because I want to turn this over and I don't want to turn it over and scratch it up. So let's move it over. I might have a rag around here someplace. Put you over here for a second. Under there, right here. There. Okay. Now we have rag covering, holding. We should be okay. What I did was, these are 2 holes. There's actually 6 holes in this up here to hold this top on to the bottom. So I just screwed a piece of 2x4 in each one. Well, actually it looks like a 2x3, maybe not even. I screwed it in there so that at this point I had a set of legs to hold it up. Okay, so this is scary. This is the one where they took this and this is the one where they went from brown to black. And if I remember right, I don't think this is a ground, but I'm going to have to check it. Let me get the meter over here. I marked everything and I have it in the computer, and there's some over there because every time I did something I would kind of like do a diagram to it. Okay, so let's do this and let's go there. Yeah, okay, so this is a ground. Okay, so let's get rid of this for now. Let's clean this up a little bit. Okay. if this would work with the ground.